So here we are in responsive website folder, and as usual we have index.html and style.css. So in this video we will be creating a layout of something like this, and it's fully responsive. You can see this. If we go into mobile view, it will also change its layout to that. Here is the mobile version for this. So let's create it. So as usual, we have this main container folder, and there are two sections. One is top, that is this one, and the other one is mission, that is this one. In the top we have this logo, then we have these menus, and lastly we have these CTAs, has number and button. In our mission we have this name, then we have h1 info with these classes, then there is description, and in the end we have this image. So let's style it. So currently we have something like this layout. There is some basic CSS where we are describing our variables, then we have this body, background color, then we have this font for h1, h2, h3, and some other font sizes for different tags. Now let's do this. Firstly, we will work on the top, and for that a comment, and then we have this top. This top will have this display grid, and I will define grid template column, one fr auto and 2 fr. So there will be 3 columns. If I save it, you can see this, we are getting our layout. Then I will say align items to center. Similarly, I will say justify items in center as well. So this will align our items horizontally and vertically. Then I would use some background color, which is blue violet. Save it. Now we will use another grid for menu containing these nav links here. As you can see, this is our menu. What we will do here is display grid, then grid template columns, repeat, and I would say for 1 fr for our 4 items. Then I will provide some gap, 10 px, save it. Now we are getting this. After that, I will style my links. Firstly, I will say background color variable black, save it, and then I would say padding 10 px, color white, and text decoration to none, and there we have it. After that, I will do grid layout for CTA as well, .cta, and here we have display grid template columns, repeat 2 columns for 1 fr, and then I will say align items to center, and there we have it, all in one row. We will apply some media queries later, but if you can see the desktop version here, it's in very well shape. Now let's do some work on our mission. So here I will say mission. Here I will define my dot mission, For the mission we have is display grid. I want gap of 20 pixels, and here I will use grid template areas layout. So we will define our columns and name it here. I would say mission title. In the second row I want info. In the third line I want is, and lastly I will want image. So we aren't getting anything here. As you can see, here is our, if we can see this, now we have this mission grid here. Starting from here, now let's define our items in each of this. Firstly I will use this dot name, then h1 as a title, then info. After that we have this description, and in the last we have this image. So I will use these. Firstly I will use name. I will assign it grid area, that is mission. There we have it. Align self to start. Then we have justify self to center. Save it, and adding 10px. Then mission h1 we have grid area of title. Save it, and there we have it. Next up we have the image first, grid area img. Save it. Then we have this info, grid area, info. Save it. And lastly we have this DESC, description. It will be in grid area DESC. Save it. We have this. So as you can see, our layout is shaping up. Now let's style our items more. Here I will say width 100%, height 100%, object width, cover. Save it. For the info I will create another grid. Gap of 20px. Save it. And lastly grid template columns with repeat auto dash fit min max. For the minimum value 200 pixels, and for the max value 1 fr, and this will be responsive as well. So let's save it. There we have it. Next up is description. I will give it grid as well. Save it. Grid template columns, and this will be repeat auto fit min max 225 pixels minimum, and 1 fr maximum. So this will also shaping up as we needed. Now if we uncheck this, we are getting our layout for the desktop. I think we are getting it. Yes. Now let's put some media queries in the end. Here firstly I will do is to rearrange the order of these items. So we have these nav links or manual links. in the second row. So let's do this. Here we will apply a media query, media, and then we have max width that is equals to 950px. Here I want to change dot top. Here I will say grid template columns, repeat 2 1fr, save it, and in the next we have this menu, and here I will say I want order to be 1, and there you go, we have this. By default order is 0, so there is no change in these two columns, but we have defined for the menu that our order is 1, so it will be in the last. Next thing I will do here is grid column, and here I will say I want this whole column, so 1 minus 1, save it. So there we go, we have this in the center. Now for the mobile, I want to change this layout that is in the mission. I want to remove this column and our mission to be on top of this, and then we have all this information here. So let's do this. Here I will define another media query, paste it, and then change the value here to 500 pixel, remove these, save it. So when our max width is 500 pixel, I want the mission to have change in grid template area. So we will define a new layout here using this, and here I will say mission first row will contain the mission which we assign to name, and then we have this title that is h1, then in the end we have this image. So save it. Now if you see this, if we go to our 500 pixel max, our mission will be on top rather than on the left side. There you go, we have this on top, and then the rest of the information. Here we are getting this. Lastly, we will do is we'll change the position of logo to the start, and we will say justify self to start, save it, it will go at the start. One thing more, I want the padding on this mission, padding, let's say 30 pixels, save it, and there we go, we have this. We forgot to style this CTA, so let's do this CTA thing. Here I will say dot CTA. Firstly, I will give it the color variable white, save it, we have this in white. And for the button, let's say background color yellow, then we have this color black, padding 10px, font size to 16px. Now save it. So now we got this layout that we were looking for. If we go into the mobile view, there we go, we are having it on the top, and that's it.